Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. In today's video, thanks to the team over at Shozy, we're taking a look at the Metal Jungle Metal T-Rex from TransArt. It's the BWM-06. Their take on a masterpiece Transmetal Megatron, aka roller skating Dino Megs. Absolutely adore the artwork on the front there, and you have to flip the box over to see the character teasers. We've got a few coming, I should say, and of course we have Megatron there in the middle. Let's crack him open. Boom! And then we have him out of his plastic prison. Oh, he looks fabulous. I've just stuck his tail on his fist there. There's a couple of little points that I'm not super happy with. Just a few design choices. I don't necessarily think they needed to make kind of overcomplicated it ever so slightly, but he does look absolutely sensational. They're due for a rerun of these in October. Can you believe that if you missed this, you're going to have to wait that long, which is such a shame. But what a gorgeous looking piece. I love that arm section they've got on him. The colours are incredibly vibrant, and that coppery colour that they've used as well really does make the purple pop. It kind of just accentuates that deep rich purple. Really good looking piece, and looks exceptional alongside the rest of these TransArt and official masterpiece figures, which you'll get the chance to see during the comparison. But oh, what a beauty. Yes. Accessory wise, we get a blast effect, which can be slotted in to the end of the cannon, like so. It can also be used to light up the head, like so, and tap again, get those flashing LED lights. And there you go, that's a great use. I love these kind of magnetic battery operators. We get the disc. This is nice. Section can just be popped up like so. But these just, it goes on the tip of this arm. We get two face plates for Megatron. That one looks very menacing, doesn't it? Collector's card, including spec. We get a copy of the online instructions, and we get these replacement cannon pieces. That's so we can turn these shoulder pieces here into cannons, and they in turn will store inside this longer extended tail, which you can't unfortunately fit on his arm. They've decided to come out with two tails just to make it work, but we've got pegs here, here and here, and that's where those four straight kind of missile launchers will just slide in and can be stored, and then this can be popped on as Megatron's dino tail. Right, let's take a closer look. He is sublime, isn't he? Head can look up and down, left, and we can go right. These shoulder pads are hinged and can pivot on said hinges as well. We've got it hinged upwards for that, so you've got that rotation there. It allows for loads of room on these shoulders, which can come up, forwards and backwards. There's an upper bicep rotation, but this joint here on mine is kind of loose, so it does tend to pop the arm away from the chest here. See, like that. You've got a double jointed bend on the elbow, loads of nice range on there. Rotation on these wrists, pivot on the wrists. Got slight paint chipping here on the hands where the fingers go all the way in on themselves on that double hinge. So that's definitely something to be wary of. Got a lovely kind of pointing finger which is separate, and we've got a hinged thumb as well. We've got a waist rotation. We've got a abdominal crunch, albeit the torso is very heavy. It does hold, but gravity does tend to take a hold. Got legs forwards, backwards, out to the side, a thigh rotation on a ratchet. That's fantastic. Look at that. You can hear things rattling, but definitely works. And we've got some up and down on the feet. You've got the roller skates that come out of the back of those legs. You've got die cast in here. You've got die cast feet as well. Really nice, solid, planted, very nice, solid bases to plant and to stand. The hip skirt can move out, and the legs fairly natural. Very kind of slight movements on these ratchets. No real giant leaps, which is fantastic because I like a kind of very natural, neutral stand. Let's take a look at these shoulder missiles. They can literally just unpeg. These are ball mounted, and as previously mentioned, the claws can be switched out for the kind of lasers, and when they're not in use, they can easily be stored in the underside of the large tail alongside both of those faceplates. For those of you interested in a scale comparison, here he is alongside the Masterpiece Megatron, and of course the gorgeous take on the Transmetal 2 Megatron. I mean, he fits in wonderfully, doesn't he? I mean, this is kind of like his upgrade, and then we get boom, really fabulous. For those kind of interested in how he scales with kind of the other takes on bots, the Optimal Optimus, or the Primal Prime that we're using here, that mold, that is the TransArt take. And because I had him to hand, here he is with the oversized take on that Perfect Effects Optimal Optimus. Oh, he's actually a really big figure. That could work. So before we get this handsome devil transformed up, oh, he looks so good. You need to remove his tail from his arm. Oh, just look at the back here. Look at these. These are literally ripped directly from the animation. Looks so good. I love the way they just sit there. Fabulous. Right, now transformation. You want to unfold this backpack section. That's going to come down. Come on, out you come. You're going to untab. There we go. And drops down. These side panels are going to come down, and those are going to extend, drop down, and extend outwards. The head is going to come up. We have this neck piece here, which is going to come out like so. Slide that all the way out. You do get gloves with this set. Again, they do like to include gloves, so if anybody doesn't want to dirty their figure or get finger marks on it at all, the option is definitely there. There we go. The head comes up and up. Look at that T-Rex head. Yes. That's sensational. The arms are going to come in. This rotates and comes back on itself. Make sure these are out of the way. Bends up on that double hinge, slides in, and this are going to just slide in like so, and this is going to come up and it's going to hinge over and over like so, and then these are going to come in together and tab in. These come around, making sure that you get into this curve here. These should, he says, just line up, hold and push and tab like so, and then these should tab together at the back. The waist rotates around like so. You then want to swing this under hinge section down, so this is at the front, and then this rear hinge comes up. The legs are going to be bent down like this, and this is going to come up and over, and from this flat position tilt this up at that angle, and then when we bring these down they should now line up with here. Ta-da! And same on the other side. There we go. It's beginning to look a lot like Megatron. The large section there is spring loaded, so you slide that in so it locks onto the tail, and then this is going to lift up, and you can see there's 3 tabs on that tail. Trying to do this whilst trying not to knock the camera. Probably a lot easier off camera, but there we go. That's on, that's on, that's on. Now these are made in 3 parts. I used a spudger to get these out. This can lift up as well, that way we can get full range of motion on those legs underneath there. Be wary, I think that is just my paint cracking on here. I can't guarantee that's all it is. I think it's just the paint cracking on that hinge, but it's nice that they do separate into 3 pieces so we can get all of that articulation there. And I mean, just look at all the levels of detailing we have underneath as well, and look at how articulated these tails are. That's absolutely crazy, isn't it? Much like his bot mode, we have the button on top, which is all done by magnets, so we can light up his eyes. The jaw can open. We've got a movable tongue. Very, very handsome fellow indeed. Head can rotate, head can look up and down. This head itself is on a separate hinge as well. So we've got left, right, up and down. We've got lots of articulation on these hands, round pivots. We've got those big jet turbines which can come out. We've got the fully articulated tail. The legs are no longer hindered due to this flap that comes up. So we've got all of that range of motion on there. And of course, what Megatron would be complete without his skates? So flip the feet up and bring the skates down. Just make sure the chest is all tabbed in correctly, and that's, oh, that is insane. Come on, tab in firmly. Maybe I've got the arms slightly wrong, but that is gorgeous. I believe it's about 42 centimeters from tip to tail. I mean, don't they look fabulous together? It's a really big looking dino, isn't he? I love the sculpt. Probably one of the best sculpts they've done. Really managed to capture his CGI likeness. I just love how he just rolls. I miss roller skating. Oh man, don't I wish I had 2 legs that worked. I really do miss roller skating. But oh, absolutely sublime. What a gorgeous looking dino mode. Absolutely superb. Fabulous looking piece. Great levels of detailing. Who wouldn't want a giant roller skating take on Megatron? Absolutely adore him. Well done, TransArt. You have done us proud. not without those paint flaking flaws. I pray that is just a little bit of paint flaking and not a damaged joint, but all in all, exceptionally well done. Gorgeous take on Transmetal Megatron, and I honestly cannot wait to get the rest of what they have to offer. Include a little question in their comment section below there. Who do we think those other figures are on the back of the box? They're not overly complex teasers, are they? But I'm sure we can figure them all out. I'll leave that thread open. Absolutely adore it. Huge big shout out to Shozy for making this review possible. I'll include a link in the description below where it can be pre-ordered, because unfortunately they are sold out. I think these are due back in October. Thank you all for taking the time out of your busy lives to view my content, and until next time, from myself and the rest of the Collectables household, thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.